Long ago, amidst the sun-drenched rolling hills of Bethlehem, a young boy named David lived a life of quiet devotion and simple labor. He was the youngest of his brothers, a humble shepherd, tasked with the daily duty of guarding his father's precious sheep from harm. In the peaceful stillness of the fields, David found comfort in music, his melodies rising toward the heavens like a heartfelt prayer. But the life of a shepherd was not always calm. Deep in the rocky canyons, dangerous predators often lurked in the dark shadows. With nothing but a sling and a fierce trust in the Almighty, David protected his flock, standing brave against the fiercest lions. One day, the great prophet Samuel arrived at David's home, sent by God to find a new leader for the nation of Israel. Though he was the smallest among his brothers, Samuel poured holy oil over David's head, anointing him for a future royal destiny. Despite this great honor, David returned to the hills, remaining humble and faithful while he waited for God's perfect timing to act. Years passed and a great war erupted. The Philistine army gathered on one hill, while the Israelites stood firm on the opposite side. Between them lay the Valley of Challenge. From the Philistine camp emerged a champion of terrifying proportions, a giant named Goliath. He stood over 9 feet tall, his massive spear glinting in the sun as he shouted insults and defied the God of Israel. King Saul and his veteran soldiers were paralyzed by fear. Every morning the giant issued his challenge, and every morning they trembled. David arrived at the camp to bring bread and cheese to his brothers, witnessing the giant's mockery and the soldiers' deep despair. David was shocked by the fear he saw. He asked, "Who is this that he should defy the armies of the living God?" Word reached King Saul of the young boy's courage. David was brought before him, offering to face the giant himself in single combat. Saul offered his own heavy bronze armor, but it was far too large and restrictive for the young shepherd to wear properly. Instead of armor and swords, David went down to a nearby brook. He carefully selected 5 smooth stones for his simple leather sling. With only his shepherd's staff and his trust in God, David stepped out alone into the valley to face the champion of Philistia. Goliath laughed at the sight of the boy. "Am I a dog," he sneered, "that you come at me with sticks?" But David looked up at the towering giant and shouted, "I come against you in the name of the Lord of hosts." The battle was never about physical strength, it was about faith. David began to sprint toward his enemy with unwavering resolve. He reached into his bag, drew out a stone, and whirled his sling. The sound of the wind whistled through the quiet valley. The stone flew straight and true, guided by a hand greater than David's own, striking the giant exactly where he was vulnerable. The mighty Goliath crumpled. His massive frame hit the ground with a thunderous thud, and a great silence fell over the battlefield. The spell of fear was finally broken. The Philistines fled in panic, while the Israelites surged forward with a triumphant shout. The boy who once tended sheep grew to become the greatest king Israel had ever known, a man after God's own heart. Throughout his life, David never forgot the lessons of the valley, writing psalms that would comfort and inspire generations to come. Today you may face giants of your own, fear, doubt, or impossible circumstances that seem far too big to overcome alone. Remember the story of David. The battle does not belong to the strong or the swift, but to those who trust in God. No matter how large the mountain, the one who created it is infinitely larger. Stand tall, choose courage, and have faith. For with God all things are truly possible. Walk forward today, knowing that the battle is the Lord's.